What's up, you guys? So in this week's video, I'm going to show you guys how I made $2,000 this week without even working. Real quick, if you're new to the channel, just feel free to like and subscribe down below. And without further ado, let's begin. Those who know me, you guys know that I'm really into fashion, collecting sneakers and other things like that. The thing is, when I buy them, I typically try and get them as an asset instead of a liability. And I'll try and post a difference in between the two right now. So basically, an asset is something that can have you gain money over time, whereas a liability is something that could cost you money over time. Like buying a house, if you buy a house, it could go up in value upwards like maybe 50K or more, where if you buy a car, it slowly depreciates in value the moment you buy it brand new, which is why I don't recommend buying a new car straight off the lot, because the moment you buy a car, it can depreciate in value and you lose thousands of dollars right there. I personally like to collect sneakers a lot more, or sometimes designer items, and when it comes to like pricing it out, seeing how much it's worth and whatnot, I typically go on websites like Grailed, eBay, GOAT, or StockX to just see how much they're selling for on the market. I always try and make sure I can find a good deal so that I can make at least like a 30% profit when it comes to reselling the sneakers. Sometimes I double the profit, but yeah, that's pretty much what I do when it comes to buying and selling things online. So an example real quick is like, let's say some new Jordans are dropping next week and the retail for those is $200 with tax included. I would try and make sure I'd be able to sell it for about $260, so that way I'm gaining $60 worth of profit. And then what I do with that money is reinvesting onto the next sneaker. So once I do that, I'll just keep buying and selling more sneakers and generating more revenue that way. So it's almost like selling cars in a sense like that, or selling anything in a sense like that. You always want to make sure you're getting profit, so that way you're using that profit to buy more items or more things to flip to gain you more money. Now, I typically find that the more money I spend, the more profit I could make. So when it comes to buying stuff like maybe some $60 used Jordans online and I sell it for $100, I find it's easier for me to buy like a $400 or $500 shoe, because that way most of the time I'm able to sell it for like $700 if I know how much it's really going for. I typically try and double what I make from it. So if I'm spending $400 to $500, I'll see if I can get $800 to $1,000 off of resale when it comes to buying those shoes. Some tips, some examples of this is like, maybe if you're buying like some off-white Nike shoes and somebody's selling it for like $400 to $500, but you know it's actually selling for $700 to $800. Maybe that person just needs cash or something like that. That's what I'll usually do, and I'll just, you know, offer that person a lower amount, buy the item, and then resell the item, or keep it for a little bit and then resell the item because it might go up in price. Yeah, so some sneakers or clothing items can actually appreciate in price. Like I'll show some examples of some shoes that have appreciated in price. Like I know some off-white Jordans that cost, retail was $160. The first year I think they sold for like, they were reselling for like $1,200, and then afterwards, a couple years later, now they're worth like $4,500 brand new, which is pretty ridiculous to pay for a shoe, I know, but you know, some people like to flex.
Got you. It's gonna be $1,590 before tax. After tax is $1,731.
Even with this box?
I could definitely give you a Flight Club box.
And a discount too?
$3.99 for the box, man.
And first rule of Flight Club.
So when it comes to how I made the $2,000 within a week, pretty much all I did was just buy and sell shoes repeatedly on Grailed or OfferUp or anything like that. Even Instagram or Facebook Marketplace, I would just buy and sell repeatedly. I'll show you guys a list of all the shoes I sold and how much I made from each shoe. I typically deducted about 10% taxes when it comes to selling shoes online, just because that's what PayPal or Grailed or GOAT will do. Most places you sell your shoe or online clothing items from online, they'll deduct a 10% tax. So just keep that in mind. I typically mark my prices up a little bit higher just to subsidize the tax from it. So here's a list of the shoes on this side of the screen, and it's basically showing how much I bought the shoe for and how much I sold the shoes for, and it'll show like the total amount of money I made that week. And yeah, this is pretty much like a short video. I'm just showing you guys how I was able to buy and resell some certain items, and I can show you guys how to do it. If you have any questions on how to do it, just reach out to me on Instagram, subscribe, and message me on YouTube. Send me an email. I could definitely show you guys how to do it. It's not really that hard. It just takes a little time and patience sometimes. And you don't have to do it for sneakers and designer items. A lot of people do it for other things like watches, for examples, sometimes jewelries, camera equipment. You can almost buy and sell anything and gain profit from it, to be honest. And one of the best ways that people have mentioned, like Gary Vee, you can go on OfferUp, Craigslist, Let Go. You can go to the free section, and sometimes people will be giving away a free couch or a free fridge, anything like that. If you have the tools to come pick that item up and hold it, you can definitely sell it for like $100, and then boom, that's $200 free right there. All you had to do was just drive and pick up the item. And a quick tip when doing like online deals or shopping online, I try and typically go to like, verified websites like maybe PayPal, Grailed, Goat. So that way, even if you were to buy an item from somebody and let's say the item ends up being fake, PayPal typically gives you your money back like almost instantly. Same thing for Goat or StockX. They typically have a verification process to make sure you're getting an authentic item. But again, whereas like Grailed, they would just refund you the money. But if you buy stuff from like maybe Instagram or Facebook, never like send the money to that person first. What you want to do is, figure out a way where you could do like maybe a business PayPal invoice. Never send as friends and family so you don't get scammed. Another thing you would want to do is just always do your research on the item, because if the deal is too good to be true, then 9 times out of 10 it usually is. So you never want to just be like, oh, I just got Yeezys for $50, but those Yeezys are fake, in which case you just wasted your time and money at that point. And if you like what you guys saw for this week's video, please feel free to just like and subscribe and share the video to some of your friends or family who might be interested in this. That's all for this week, guys. Hope you enjoy and have a great week.